you're doing with music now.
I don't know, man. It's a constant battle with music. It's like hard for me to be like, what am I doing it for at the moment?
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, like, Rod went to school for music engineering.
Yeah. So I went for
Yeah.
engineering, sound engineering, and finished up there. I did that in Arizona, and I did my internship in Miami. That's how I ended up in Miami for 6 years. I ended up working at a couple studios there. Produced a few things, engineered a few songs.
Yeah.
And yeah.
You've been doing music for like a decade, over a decade.
Way
Is
over
that
a
right?
decade. Yeah, way. Yeah, I think I started back in, I want to say 2005.
Yeah.
Something around there. 2005, 2006 when I was in high school. And then I went and played basketball for a little bit in college. And then after that, I went to music school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, but where I'm at now with it,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel like I love it for sure. Like, you know, there's times where I can go make a beat, you know, and I'm loving it, blah, blah, blah. But a lot of the recent times I've tried to make music, I just don't like what I'm making.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
you've
I'm
been
just
saying
like,
that.
yeah, and it's like, what am I even making music for at the
Yeah.
moment? You know, what's the goal with it? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it just for fun?
Yeah, like, where am I trying to get to? Because
Yeah.
honestly, I do feel like you have accomplished so much with music.
I did a few things.
Yeah, I think music has taken you to so many different places. Like,
Yeah.
music is really the reason why you've lived in so many different places.
Now, that is a fact, yes.
right? So
yes.
it's really gotten you far, I would say.
Yeah.
And now I feel like you're just not doing it as much because, like, what is the goal now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird, man, because, like, I had recently got into, like, sync licensing.
Yeah.
You know, but what I learned about that is it's just as cutthroat as the music industry. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is like you're in a pool. It's just like putting a song out and hoping it hits, like on the radio.
Right.
It's almost the same thing,
It's
except
like the lottery.
yeah, almost yeah. But the only thing with sync that I do like is they give you like a direction. They be like, we need this type, this type, this type, this type. You know, make this. You know, but it's still hard. It's still hard. You're still throwing your penny in a bucket in a lake. You know what I mean? Hopefully someone sees it, hears it, you know. So I don't know, man. For me right now,
Yeah, I feel like that could get pretty discouraging.
that's exactly what happens. It's like, because I like to make music for me.
Right.
I do like to make the music that I want to hear. And so first off with the sync, you know, you're probably going to have to make something that you don't like.
Yeah. True, because you're trying to make exactly what they want.
What they want. So you
What
probably
they're asking for,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're gonna put your energy in something that you probably don't even like, and then
Hope that they pick
hope that they pick it, and then you may get some bad feedback on it, or it's like, oh, this is cool, but it didn't get picked. Now you just spent that energy on what? Where does it go now?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
You know.
Yeah, and I feel like it does take a long time to, like, make a beat. Because,
Sometimes, yeah.
I mean, it can.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if you're making it a certain way that someone wants it, and you're not really thinking that way, or, like,
Right,
you know, you
right.
don't really have a lot of inspiration for that.
That's facts.
Like, I feel like that could be really draining, like, mentally draining.
That's exactly what it is for me. It's
Yeah.
like going and making, oh yeah, we need a song for, you know, this energy company. It needs to sound like a Jack Harlow song with a twist of Kanye on it, but we need it to be Jay-Z's lyrics. That's how sync be
my
going. Like they be asking for
God.
this like
Yeah.
gumbo of ingredients
That don't really go together.
they don't really go together,
sometimes.
but you know, yeah, exactly. So it depends on like the music supervisor and how
Yeah.
they describe the songs.
Right.
A lot of them I feel like doesn't describe them that well, you know, because you be getting briefs that sound like that. I'm like, how am I supposed to put all this together? How?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I did do something big with Sync. I got a couple placements with Sync.
Yeah.
The first one was Famous Footwear.
Move Your Feet was the
Yeah,
name
it was
of the
called
song.
Move Your Feet, the name of the song. There was no brief for this one.
Right.
So I just, me and my friend Jaleesa, she was already doing it.
Yeah.
She's already doing it. And so we just like, let's just try to make some music that we would think would be on a commercial. So I went on and made a beat. And like, honestly, when I made the beat, I knew that was it. I was like, yo, I don't care. I remember sending the text, like, yo, I don't care what you say on this.
It's the
but
one.
this is the one.
I feel like I remember you telling me that
Yes,
too.
I was like, this is the one for
Yeah.
sure. I even showed my roommates at the time. I was
Yeah.
like, yo, this is
This is the one.
one.
I'm getting up out of here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like I remember you saying that. Like,
Yeah.
actually, those exact words.
That's a
like,
fact.
This is the one.
This is the one. This is the one. And that was like in February of last year. Was it last year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
2023. Yeah.
2023. February, we made that record. And thing is, Jaleesa sent it back super fast. She sent it back within like a couple hours. That's how I knew another one. I was like, oh yeah, this is definitely it, because she got instant inspiration.
Yeah.
You know, and she sent back something super tight that sounded like it would be on a commercial.
Yeah. The words just came to her.
Yeah.
It was, that song is so good though. It's
Yeah.
such a commercial song.
Yes.
Though. Like, I can't believe you guys did that in the time frame that you guys did that.
Like,
'Cause you told me it didn't take you long to make that beat, right?
No, it took me less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, like that's crazy to me because the song is so good. It's
Yeah.
so catchy.
Yeah.
And it's such a commercial song. Like when it was on that commercial, I was like, oh yeah, like that's
It fits
perfect. That's
it's
the
perfect.
song.
Yeah. And
That's so cool.
So we submitted it. We submitted it in.
Yeah.
And we didn't really hear nothing back.
I was gonna say it took you a long time to hear
Yeah.
anything back.
It took about
3-4 months.
Well, before it was finalized.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
3 or 4 months, I believe. And then, but it was like a month later, they was like, can you send the stems in?
And that's a good
Yeah,
sign.
they started asking questions about it.
What's stems?
That means the individual sounds. So like the drums, the horns, the bass, all this stuff. You know, we need the stems. But you know what? Before that, they asked something else. It was like, who all produced this? Who did the lyrics? Who did this? And I was like, okay, they interested. Then they asked for the stems. That's when I was like, okay, we might have something here. We might have something. But yeah, I mean,
That was like a really big deal. That
It's
song
huge deal,
was
yeah. It was-
everywhere.
yeah, it was. Yeah, it ended up being close to 6 figures. Yeah, I think it ended up being like right at like 98,000 to the whole deal
For the
together.
whole- yeah.
For the whole deal.
Yeah, but you don't get all of that.
No, you don't.
Unfortunately,
You don't get all that. You know.
Unfortunately, even though
Yeah.
he made it, you know.
Yeah, we got a good amount. It's the most money I've made off a record.
Yeah.
For no question. You know,
Yeah.
no question. But after that, got 2 more. I think I got 3 total. And 2 more songs on the show Impact Atlanta, that's on BET Plus. I don't know, man. I want to get back into that, but right now I just don't find the motivation for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I mean, you made the beat for this podcast.
Yeah. That's a fact. That is a fact.
So, yeah, if you guys didn't know, Rodney made the beat that you hear for the podcast.
In the intro, yeah.
He's also singing in it.
Shut up.
He's multi-talented, so, you know.
do a couple
so
things.
impressive. I came home one day from work. He's like, so nonchalantly, too. You're like, so what do you think of this? You played it. I was like, oh, this is so good. You're like, yeah, it's just something I put together.
Aw, chill out. Yeah.
I was like, relax. Oh, my
I
God.
was relaxed.
So nonchalant, and it was so good.
Yeah, I think it came out pretty good.
Oh, my God.
I'm glad you
Amazing.
liked it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm glad you liked
it's so
it.
good.
Yeah.
It's exactly what we were talking about, though.
Yeah.
What it should be.